My husband pays me millions every December to cry over his living body in a casket. This year, something went terribly wrong. The first time Kalawol brought that casket into our living room in Banana Island, I actually fainted. I thought it was a prank, or worse, that he'd joined one of those strange cults my mother always warned me about. But Kola was so calm. He sat me down on our Italian leather sofa, held my hands, and spoke gently. "Babe, it's just a renewal," he said. "Every year, I must die so that our wealth can live." I laughed nervously, waiting for the punchline that never came. "There are contracts tied to my life," he continued. "From 6 p.m. on December 10th to 6 p.m. on the 11th, I must lie in a casket. You will cry for me. You will mourn me. You will stay by my side. And after that," I whispered, my voice barely audible, "I wake up. The contracts renew. Another year of incredible wealth." My first instinct was to run. I wanted to pack my bags and flee back to my parents' house in Ypres. But just then, my phone buzzed. "Credit alert. 5 million naira. For your stress." He smiled. Money has a way of silencing your conscience, especially in Lagos. So, I agreed. For 4 years, we repeated the ritual. Every December 10th, our driver Sunday would bring in a glossy white mahogany casket. Kola would bathe with a special black soap, put on a crisp white lace agbada, climb inside, and lie perfectly still. I would dress in black, sit on the floor, and wail like a widow. I cried until my eyes swelled shut. I screamed his name until my voice cracked. And exactly at 6 p.m. the next day, Kola would sit up, sneeze 3 times, and step out, looking younger, fresher, every single time. Until yesterday, the ritual began as usual. 6 p.m. Kola entered the casket. I began my performance, my sobs echoing through the silent house, only mixing with the hum of the air conditioner. Around 3 in the morning, my throat was on fire. I quickly went to the kitchen for a glass of water. When I returned, the air had changed. It felt heavy, and there was a smell, like rotten meat. I crept toward the casket. Kola was still lying there, eyes closed, hands folded peacefully on his chest. But his skin was gray, way too gray. I reached out and touched his hand. It was ice cold. "Kola?" I whispered. "Nah, stop playing. This isn't funny." He didn't move. I watched his chest. There was no rise, no fall. I put my ear to his mouth. No breath. A cold fear wrapped itself around my throat. I shook him, gently at first, then violently. "Kola, wake up." Nothing. It was only for a M. I told myself it was just part of the trance. Maybe the ritual was stronger this year. I sat there, just watching the clock. Tick, tick, tick. 6 p.m. finally came. I stood up, wiping my tear-stained face, waiting for the sneezes, waiting for him to ask for his bottle of Maltina. 6:05 p.m. nothing. 6:30 p.m. the silence was deafening. At 7 p.m., I started screaming. I slapped his face. I poured water on him. I shook him until my arms ached. My husband was stiff, stone cold. With trembling hands, I called the number of the Baba in Badagry, the one he told me to call only in an absolute emergency. He answered on the first ring. "Madam," the old voice croaked. "Did you stop crying?" I went to drink water. I whispered, my voice breaking. There was a long pause on the other end. Then the old man screamed, "You broke the circle. You left the vigil. Death came to check, and found no mourner." My knees gave out and I collapsed. "It took him for real. Please," I cried, desperate. "I have money. I can pay. Just fix it." "There is nothing to fix." The line went dead. Now I'm sitting alone in this massive, empty house. My husband lies in a casket in the center of the living room. Truly, finally gone. And then, his phone, lying beside me, beeped. A new notification. "Credit alert. 500 million naira. Settlement for 2025 contracts. The money has arrived, but the owner is dead." If I call the police, how do I explain this? How do I explain why my husband is dressed for his own burial in our living room? They'll say I killed him for rituals. If I call his family, they'll kill me. I'm sure of it. I'm staring at the shovel in the garden shed. Should I bury him in the backyard and just tell everyone he traveled abroad? Or should I turn myself in? Morning is coming, and I have no idea what to do.